This way. Can you go up that way?
A certain way to come down here.
That's the basement.
See the shopping cart. The couch is still there.
Had a little deck that came out back here.
A grandmother.
I found the flag right about in here.
And her granddaughter.
That metal thing is what I put the blankets up on.
One spent months living under an Arizona bridge.
This was my tool shed.
One lost her Colorado home in a fire.
I'm just glad it didn't catch the forest on fire.
Sleeping bags.
Both homeless.
We had up under the carts and stuff.
Both serving a life sentence.
Yeah, so that's basically it.
After a night of unspeakable violence.
At sometime between 9 last night was brutally attacked, blunt instrument and a knife.
It was a man with a hammer who killed Bruce Bennett, his wife Debra, their daughter Melissa. Only 3-year-old Vanessa was alive, barely.
At this point, it's too early to tell.
I was in a coma.
Swelling inside the head.
My jaw was wired shut.
7 weeks in the hospital.
Significant permanent injury.
I had tubes in my nose to eat.
She's going to be okay. We thank God. She was this little girl, all beat up.
It fell to Connie to raise Vanessa, a child with a brain injury.
Everybody pretty much made over her, the whole family.
You know, she spoiled me my whole life.
She was so showered with things, and if she didn't mind, well, everybody just said, oh, well, that's okay.
So I think that had a part to do with my stubbornness.
As she got older, it got worse.
I turned to drugs, you know, I ran away from home.
As Vanessa careened through bad relationships and legal scrapes, conflict dominated her connection to her grandmother.
I love Vanessa. She's gone through a lot.
You were a handful as a kid, is that fair?
It is fair, you know. My grandmother, she did the best she could, but I don't think she was equipped to deal with my anger issues. I was always running around and getting in fights, bullying people, you know, because people made fun of me, so I would just wanted to fight them. But at the end of the day, all I wanted was attention, whether it was negative or positive, you know. I wanted that parent figure that, you know, that could keep up with me.
She told me that when she was a teenager that all she wanted was a family. I said, sometimes a family is just who's there.
34 years later, Connie and Vanessa know surviving doesn't mean happily ever after.
We did learn that there was a positive match to the individual in Nevada.
Finally, in August, some relief after police named a suspect.
I feel better about things, knowing that they have someone.
But it'll never be enough.
And they talk about this closure thing.
The murders might as well have been yesterday.
It'll never be closed for me because of what's happened. It's just part of everyday living to know that's what happened and I have to accept it.
Now, Connie is trying to move beyond another personal tragedy.
I was gone about 2 hours.
The home she built in the foothills on property her dad bought in the 50s.
When I came back, I saw flames. The flames were already pretty high. They fought the fire all afternoon, but the sheriff came and told me that the house was completely gone. And it was just devastating.
And then, from the ashes,
my daughter was kicking around out there, and she said, "What's this flag?" And I said, "Oh, that's Bruce's flag."
the one they'd handed Connie the day they buried her son and his family.
I mean, it is amazing that there was that left, because it burned metal and everything. Come on, let's go up to where the house was.
Now this grandmother,
Insurance will only cover so much.
and her granddaughter,
I want to help people.
separated by hundreds of miles and years of pain,
Don't give up, you know, because you never know what's going to happen.
both trying to move past
I'd do something, even if it doesn't amount to a hill of beans.
the sentence imposed by a monster with a
You
hammer.
know, I'm a fighter, so it's just the way it is.
I'm not going to lay in bed and just die.